Hi everybody. So here we've got a question involving the area under a polar curve. We've been given the equation of this curve as r equals 10 cos theta plus tan theta between 0 to pi over 2. We're told that P is at the point where theta equals pi over 3, and we need to find the area underneath this curve in this form. So I encourage you to give this question a go yourself, and then when you come back, you can check your working with mine. Okay, so welcome back if you had a go. So we know the area under a polar curve is given by the formula 1/2 times the integral between the limits, and in this case the limits are between theta equals 0 and pi over 3 times r squared, and we're told that r is given here. So we'll have 10 cos theta plus tan theta squared, and we integrate this with respect to theta. So now we need to evaluate this integral. So the first thing we'll do is we'll expand out these brackets. We'll get 100 cos squared theta. Then we'll have the 10 cos theta tan theta plus another pair here. So this will give us 20 cos theta tan theta. And then we'll have the tan theta times tan theta to give us tan squared theta. So I'll rewrite the integral with this expanded form. So at this point, we can expand out the half. So we'll multiply the half by 100, half by 20, and the half tan squared theta. Now we can simplify each of these trigonometric terms to make them easier to integrate. If we begin with cos squared theta, we know cos 2 theta is cos squared minus sine squared, so we can replace this sine squared with 1 minus cos squared. We can expand out these brackets, so we get 2 cos squared minus 1, and then we can make the cos squared the subject. We'll move the negative 1 over to the left-hand side and divide both sides by the 2. So we've got a half of cos 2 theta plus 1 is cos squared. Now this is easier to integrate, so I'll substitute this back into here. And when you multiply this 50 by the half, we get 25. So I need to multiply each of these two terms by 25. So that's the cos squared term. Now we need to think about the cos theta tan theta. Well, we know tan theta is the same as sine theta over cos theta. So these cos thetas will cancel. So this term will reduce down to sine theta. So I'll substitute that back into here. And for the tan squared theta, we can use the identity that sec squared equals tan squared plus 1. So we'll take away the 1 from both sides. So tan squared theta will be sec squared minus 1. And now we need to multiply this by the half, and this half here. So if we divide that by 2, and then I'll substitute this back into this here. And this is all integrated with respect to theta. Now we can collect these like terms. We've got the 25 take away the half, so I'll put these two together. And we've got our simplified integral. We know the integral of cos 2 theta will be 1/2 of sine 2 theta. This is the reverse chain rule. So we'll have 25 over 2 sine 2 theta. We know the integral of sine is negative cos. So we'll get negative 10 cos theta. And the integral of sec squared is a standard integral given in a formula booklet. So if we go to our formula booklet, you can see this is, because k is 1, this will just be tan of x. So if I go back to my notebook, the integral of a half sec squared theta will become 1/2 tan theta. And when we integrate the 24.5, we'll get 24.5 theta between the limits of pi over 3 and 0. So now we need to substitute in our limits. When we substitute it in here, we'll get 2 pi over 3. When we substitute it into the cos, we'll get the cos of pi over 3 plus the 1/2 tan of pi over 3. And we'll substitute it into here. And when we substitute in the 0, the sine term will become 0, so will the tan, and this term. When you substitute the 0 into cos, we get 1, so this will reduce down to -10. So we're subtracting that -10, and then we'll close that bracket. Now to get the exact area, we need to work out each of these in turn. For this term, we'll get 25 root 3 over 4. The cos term will give us -5. The tan term will give us root 3 over 2. And the 24.5 term will give us 49 pi over 6. And then the two negatives will make the positive 10. Now to write it in this form, we need a common denominator of 12. So if I multiply this by 3, we get 75 root 3 over 12. We'll times this by 12, we'll get -60 over 12. We'll times this one by 6. We get plus 6 root 3 over 12. And if I multiply this one by 2, we get 98 pi over 12. And for the 10, we get 120 over 12. So finishing this off, if we factor out the 12, we'll get the 98 pi, the 75 root 3 plus the 6 root 3 will give us 81 root 3, and the -60 plus a 120 will give us positive 60. So you can see that this A here, will be 98, B will be 81, and C will be 60. Okay? Well, thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you want more practice on this, you can download the lessons and worksheets from my website, mrmathematics.com. I'll leave a link in the description below.